record some video. I'll probably upload that later. Caught a few fights here. Was watching Anyote on Urban, and I think SP and Coma mixing it up as well, or SP and Reimer fighting. But it is lap 17 of 71. State of the race is Leisig leads. No surprise there. It's Z-Milk and Leisig fighting over first place. And in this current stint on lap 18, it does feel like Z-Milk has got the tiniest bit of a pace advantage. In third place, it's Hayden. He's looking comfortable in the Aston Martin. He's 2.4 behind Z-Milk and Leisig. But he's 9 seconds ahead of the rest of the field in third place. And man, SP putting in a fastest lap there as he clears Coma, and is trying to get back in touch with Reimer's Mercedes.
All right, so I've got tires pulled up here just so we can kind of get a sense of where we're getting back into the race here. Looks like the top 7 on 17 lap old tires. We got some pit stops happening throughout the field after that. So how much longer are these mediums going to last, do you think, Drez?
Man, I hope I'd be surprised if they can't go 30. Right? I'd be surprised. But then again, the two soft runners were in after 12 laps.
Yeah.
And I would have guessed 20 for the softs.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah. But no, SP very quickly off the softs and onto the mediums. So a two-stop strategy from SP for sure.
Yeah, I don't think any tire combo with that soft is going to go to the end.
Yeah. So and an interesting choice there to go for that. And we'll learn very quickly. I mean, if Z-Milk, we missed a pass up at the front. So Z-Milk has made his way through Leisig on lap 18, and now as we head down to Junção, it's Z-Milk still ahead, but Leisig very much tucked underneath. A very squirrely exit for the Ferrari. I think Leisig will find himself back ahead. And this is our typical pattern between these two. Z-Milk seems to have the better pace when he's following, but struggles to get through. And Leisig finds a way to get back into the lead, usually pretty quickly. Oh, something happened to Hayden because it was 1.4 behind. The battling between Z-Milk and Leisig had put the two of them in his clutches, but Hayden must have had a spin of some kind and has also managed to pick up a penalty as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I noticed that penalty to boot, so he's left the track, whether on purpose or if he was just taking a Sunday shortcut through maybe one of these turns.
Yeah, you have to imagine that some sort of trouble caused the spin, and man, that 1.4 seconds suddenly a whopping 9 plus the 3-second penalty. And I was thinking we were going to see Hayden in the mix for first, but now I think he'll be happy to hold on third. Leisig still follows Z-Milk managing. Man, the gap was 0.3 heading into turn 1 last lap. It's 0.4 this lap. Z-Milk's race pace, I think, just ever so slightly faster than Leisig at the moment. Let's go action 7. It's Reimer on the back of Curveball.
Reimer, someone who we saw earlier maybe not qualify where he typically would have, but looks like he's making up some positions here in the race.
Yeah, has had a pretty decent start, up 5. from his qualifying. Man, now Leipzig 1.4, a big slip up just before June Cow, and Z-Milk now very much out of DRS range, off and running here on lap 21. Z-Milk with the consistency to beat Leipzig's legendary race pace. Looking good here in Brazil, the Ferrari. Let's go back. Action 7. Reimer still battles with Curveball, but Curveball is currently harvesting. Man, Z-Milk now 1.8. Can he like actually make that time back up? Rujov continues to make his way back through the field. He's currently in 11th after the really rough start for McLaren. And on the back of Barney. Let's go there. Action 11.
So it looks like he's got DRS coming in, and he'll be tucked up underneath for the rest of this sector until he gets back to that long straightaway and see if he can get the pass done there.
Leipzig is gaining a little bit from 1.8 to 1.4 this last lap. And Rujov, I think, has the pace on the Alfa Romeo. He's definitely kind of doing that small yo-yoing that you do when you're a little bit faster than the guy ahead of you.
Yep.
And you're just looking for the right place to line it up.
So let's see, Rujov about 6/10 when he exited that final turn. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough on Barney this time around.
Yeah, I mean, Jucal will definitely set you up, but you've got to be pretty tucked underneath as you come through that final turn, or the final real turn on the calendar or on the lap. That's for sure. Yeah, it looks like Rujov gonna follow again this lap. A little bit closer, 0.3, but man, he seems to get tucked underneath and then hesitates on the exit when he's a little too close, and you can't, I don't think you can do that and line up a 0.3 path that you need.
Well, yeah, and remember, he hasn't raced against any of these guys before, so he's got to get comfortable with these guys and know kind of how they're going to react with a car right behind them, and kind of learn on the fly, whereas the rest of these guys know the ins and outs of everyone they're competing against.
Yeah, that's true. Up at the front, Leipzig is flirting with the edge of DRS. Does look like he's going to be able to get back in touch with Z-Milk.
We'll see if he's able to do that. We've got a replay lined up from NLC looking at that turn 1 incident. It looks like, it's hard to tell, but it looks like he gets through Jun Cao just fine, and he may be carrying around a little bit of rear end damage. But he loses it and then just slams into the back. They're right on the straightaway, and then gets into a little bit more trouble as he enters the pit, and that's really what led to his disqualification.
Rough. There's no doubt in my mind that NLC and Feeney were locked in and wanting to race tonight, and to miss out on 71 laps of pure racing excitement. That's unfortunate. Leipzig very much underneath Z-Milk, and man, the two of them are dealing with traffic ahead now here on lap 25, which is ghosted but can be distracting. You've got to be careful here.
Yeah, and that looks like the traffic's getting out of the way like they should be doing.
0.5. So Lysick was 1.8 and has now battled all the way back to well within DRS range. But catching up to Z-Milk and passing him, those are two very different problems to solve. Let's find another battle here. Let's check out Reimer on the back of SP. And Rujov's still struggling to find a way to get past Barney as well.
Curveball getting a little bit close to Shiesty as well. That's for position 5 and 6.
Yeah, a fair number of battles still going on 26 laps into this. Shiesty versus Curveball looking very competitive. SP and Reimer, they're right behind. Rujov has still not found a way to get past Barney. And Lysick and Z-Milk, as always, that seems to be permanently on offer, I think.
That's been the theme of the season.
Yeah, well, he said, yeah, the latter half of 2.1 has been these two just really taking it to each other. It's been very entertaining to witness, that's for sure. Now, as we head into turn 1, it's Curveball getting defensive, Curveball trying to sneak around the outside of Shiesty. They're wheel to wheel coming through turn 2, but Shiesty goes a little bit wide as he enters 3 and is punished by SP, who slips through. And SP gets the exit on Curveball, getting a double pass. SP into 4th place as he squeezes around Shiesty and Curveball.
Yeah, SP went to Payless. He got the BOGO. Buy one, get one. Getting a double pass in there. That was a fantastic double pass by SP. Taking advantage of what the situation gives him.
Yeah, and I mean, you've gotta there's a surge of adrenaline there, right? Because double passes, they don't come that often. But when it's there and you get the sense that you can pull it off, oh man, is that a sweet feeling.
And while that's happened, Rujov has found his way around Barney and will try to make his way up to a Hayden who has just pit.
So Hayden into the pits and out on the mediums. And so that's a medium to medium for Hayden, isn't I believe. So we'll definitely need one more pit stop there. And man, the Lysick Z-Milk fight is exactly as it was, though Z-Milk has picked up a penalty.
Oh. And he will probably have to serve that when he comes in to bolt on some new tires.
Yeah, so only a 3-second though, so he's going to be hoping Lysick finds the edge of the track once too many times. But I mean, currently that 3 seconds is more than enough to settle things between Z-Milk and Lysick.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing between these two, so even something as small as a 3-second penalty could have a huge weight on this race.
Oh, action 10. Barney having some trouble and finds the edge of the track. It's the turn 11, a strange place and a strange way to spin that Alfa Romeo. Barney gonna not be happy with that.
Yeah, we joined him as he was cutting the grass out there. Looks like he safely made his way back onto the track.
Yeah, a little rough for the Alfa Romeo driver, and I think lost a place out to Shiesty and Bong it as he was trying to get the Alfa Romeo back underneath him. Lap 29, state of the race. Lysik and Z-Milk, they've been battling the entire race within half a second. It's basically just a repeat of this fight we've been seeing race after race between these two.
So we got
What else is
Leisig in the
going?
pits now, putting on a set of hards.
So 30 laps even for the mediums. And switching over to the hard, so he's definitely gonna try to go to the end. Needs 41 laps on those hards.
Should be not a tall order for those tires, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, for the second half of the race, lighter fuel. I think I saw the prediction at 42 laps for hards if you start on them. So yeah, Leisig should be going to the end here, barring any major trouble. Where is Rujov? Rujov's steadily making his way back up the field.
Yeah, he's going to be coming in for a pit stop probably in the next 10 laps or so. And then we'll be battling it out after that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Z-Milk covering off Leisig, and man, let's go action 4. Leisig coming around the final turn right now. The Ferrari is moving, exiting the pits now as Leisig is heading down into turn 1. Who will be ahead? You can see the Ferrari as you're looking ahead from the Haas. They're both going to be exiting, man, right next to each other, slipstreaming down into 4. He's got the outside line, does Leisig, but putting his foot in on cold hards, cannot hold on to the place. Z-Milk now slips back behind Leisig. The undercut working for the Haas.
Yeah, very close there coming out of the pits. I was very surprised at how close they got going into turn 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah, Z-Milk wanted to hold on to that place. You could see it in just the way he gutted out that inside line into 4, but ultimately the cold hard's not able to compete with the Haas. And now actually slipping back out of GRS range. Though Z-Milk does seem to be catching up pretty quickly here.
Yeah, Z-Milk seems like he's had maybe could be running a little bit lower downforce than Leisig tonight, which isn't typically the case.
Yeah, I mean he's been comparatively fast down the straight, and I think overall seems to have the faster race pace when he's following. Though DRS between these two is probably more than enough to account for what we're seeing. Interestingly, though, Hayden continues to slip back a little bit in terms of overall time. And I believe Hayden will pit one more time as well. So the two-stop strategy looking to be, I think, a bit of a disadvantage for the Aston Martin in the fight, if we're looking at a fight for first place.
Yeah, we'll see. I like the two-stop strategy here in Brazil because that sector 2 on fresh tires, that can almost net you like a second and a half to 2 seconds a lap when you talk about the tire disadvantage towards the end of the race. So I wouldn't count those guys out quite yet, and a safety car could bring this field together pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, that's very true. A really great point. Because yeah, the fresh tires at the end of the race, you're gonna be able to put on some pretty decent lap times. That's for sure. So I'm action 2, I think. It's Angry Walrus on the back of SP, though I would think we're gonna see SP just consolidate here.
Yeah, SP on the softer tire compound, so
Yeah, and I think had the the slightly faster qualifying pace as well. Now action for Z-Milk has found his way back into DRS range, so now it's just a straight knife fight between these two all the way to the end. McLaren's both in the points, so they both need some pit stops coming up very shortly. And Coma Copa and Reimer extending the mediums fairly far compared to their rivals.
Yeah, over 30 laps for Reimer on that medium. Same for Komakopa. That's a long way.
Yeah, that's nearly half distance. So you got to think, if they're switching over to hards, they're probably gonna get the benefit from being on the hards now.
Yeah, that
Unless those
crossover has
mediums are still.
probably already happened where that a fresh hard is going to be faster than that used medium.
Yeah, that's got to be the case, you would think. Lysic and Z-Milk are now both on the back of Walrus. And Lysic needs to be careful here because if his battle with if his battle with Walrus costs him too much space, Z-Milk's gonna be able to take advantage.
Yeah, and any evasive maneuver from Lysing that takes him off the track could net him a penalty and put him on net time with Z-Milk as well.
Yeah, priority number one for the Haas is clean nose. Gotta be. But now he's very much tucked underneath Walrus's Aston Martin. I think looking to get a pass done this lap. A little compromised on his line through June Cow, but still tucked underneath. The Aston Martin ahead weaves a little bit to break the toe. Z-Milk looks faster down the straight. May send its Lysig deep on the outside line. Will be ahead into two as Walrus now takes the chance at a switchback, but Haas is very defensive. But down the straight, it's the Aston Martin with the faster line. And now there goes Z-Milk, taking advantage of Lysig, not able to consolidate. The Ferrari is through and now threatening the Aston Martin into six. Will follow, though, and that seems like the right move.
Wow, like you said, Lysig lost out to Z-Milk because he didn't consolidate that pass on Angry Walrus. And, yeah, Z-Milk just fully taking advantage there.
Yeah, and just like a predator, right? Just watching the prey he wants to eat fight each other, and he slips in right at the right moment. And though Walrus very deep through June Cow and is punished immediately, Z-Milk is through, Lysig is through as well, and now Lysig battery on, DRS open, and gonna be on the outside line. Z-Milk defending the inside line as we head into the Senna S's. Z-Milk very fast around the exit, though. Lysig follows through three, thinking about lining up the pass into four. The Ferrari ahead is already on the defensive line, but can relax because the Haas not close enough to fight into four.
Walrus on those old hards wasn't going to give an inch to these guys coming through.
Yeah, definitely. Walrus likes the fight. You can see it in his driving. Does not want to give an inch. some drivers you can see like the fight is what they live for, whether they've got the pace to really win out or not. And man, do I love seeing that. I love seeing the fights. So lap 37, SP leads on track, but I don't. Those mediums will not go to the end. He will need to put in another pit stop. But I think the overall lead goes to Z-Milk at the moment.
So Hayden got a really
He's
good jump out of 12 and is now sending one down on Reimer into turn 1 for position number 5. Hayden getting that pass done into turn 1.
so looking to be, I think, net third place because Walrus and SP will both pit. And Hayden now, he's made up about a second. So when we were watching earlier in the race, Hayden looking like he was going to get inside the battle for first place. He was 1.4 behind. Then some spin happened to the Aston Martin. He was 9 seconds back. But checking in with him now in his net third place position, he is only 7-8 seconds behind. So let's say in the past 15 laps, he's made up a second on Leipzig and Zemo.
So while we were talking about that, Rujoff doing some McLaren on McLaren, Pro Tier on Pro Tier violence, getting that pass done on Coma Copa. He's on those soft tires, so he's looking to have a quick stint on those before he moves on to a more resilient tire.
Has managed to find his way back into the points, has Rujoff after what it was a pretty amazing qualifying performance from Rujoff, and you know he's a bit disappointed with how the race started. But still has nose to the grindstone. Very respectable recovery drive going on for the McLaren. So lap 39 of 71, we're approaching 3/5 of the race done. It's been a good one between Z-Milk and Leipzig, as per usual, though a bit more field spread at this point in the race than I would have predicted.
Yeah, it's almost looking at the full track map. Almost looks like all the cars are kind of equidistant apart, like ants on a piece of food or something. But we'll see as these pit stops continue to happen if that closes the grid up a little bit more. And you never know, we could always get a safety car around Brazil.
Yeah, go action 3 because Leipzig now on the inside line. They're still side by side as we get into 6. But Z-Milk has the inside line and I think is going to be able to force the Haas driver. He's trying to switch back around 7, but there's just no way through sector 2. Z-Milk, man, had to get elbows out. They were side by side through 4. And Z-Milk just kept his foot in and is able to push the Haas back around 6 and 7.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he gave him a little nudge or if that was just our virtual lag a little bit. But yeah, it looked like they were pretty close, and Z-Milk definitely not giving up that position easily.
Not at all. Definitely wants the win here in Brazil. You can see it. You can see it in the fighting that's happening into the pits. It's SP and looking like he'll rejoin in 4th place. So Z-Milk takes over on-track lead here in Brazil. 30 laps remain.
You know, it just blows my mind how consistent Leipzig can be on a controller.
I didn't believe it, like when I heard, because I was talking about, it was a conversation a couple of months ago with admin, and I was vocally advocating for less assists because it's just what I want to watch, and I'm very selfish. But they were telling me, they were like, no, we're not sure how we want to approach that because a lot of drivers still uh, still use controller, and they mentioned Leipzig. They were like, no, Leipzig uses a controller. It's very hard to drive with no assist and be on a controller. And I was just
Yeah, you
flabbergasted.
just assume he's
I
on a
was like,
wheel.
yeah, the control that the man has on a controller is unreal. I'm excited to see. Um,
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what he can do with a
we'll
wheel.
jump on board with
Proper
Leipzig
rig.
here real quick and just watch the steering wheel and see how finely that. Typically on a controller, you would see very jerky movements back and forth,
Yeah.
and it's just very controlled, very smooth inputs as we go through this section of track. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's that old Gran Turismo 3 driving style, right? Like watch my thumb, it's this. Right?
Yeah.
You just mash the turn 100% 0, 100% and you let the algorithm like how fast you want to turn is how fast you jam it over to 100%,
Yep.
right? And then as we're talking, Leipzig maybe lining up, but no, it decides to follow. But he's in good position. Oh, we've got problems on track. It's Urban, a DNF. Oh, I think he's retired in the pits. Leipzig now into turn 4. Z-Milk goes defensive and very tight through 4. But the Ferrari right where he needs to be to prevent the Haas from having a chance of getting through. Really good fight between these two here in Brazil. Meanwhile, they're slowing each other up because Hayden now only 6.2 behind. He is slowly but surely catching up to the fight for first place.
So Urban has DNF, but his car's still on the track, moving down towards the Cita del Lago right now.
Really
And we've got a
strange.
spun Ferrari as well. Bong it in turn, just out of turn 4.
Just out of turn 4. No spins around 9 yet. Yeah, I saw that. There was Mercedes dot just very much heading off the track, but it looked to me to be a retirement in the pit. Maybe some body damage, just not worth finishing the race. But oh
Oh,
man, it looks like I just got the update too. You
yeah.
saw that?
Yeah. So we have a driver that's fallen ill. Um, Urban
Yeah,
quitting early
I
here
think
tonight.
I think he gave me a cold.
Yeah. It's going around.
It's going around. Let's go action 9. Rujoff on softs. Is chasing Reimer. And I just saw, man, there was somebody, a Williams, somebody.
Hemphead.
Do you know what's happening?
Yes, Hemphead. They're in turn, looks like just out of turn 3. He's made contact with
right
the
in the.
wall, I think, and he's just sitting there, and that's brought out the safety car.
Oh, yeah, it is a full safety car lap 44, man. So Leipzig, Z-Milk, neither one of them will pit. I wouldn't imagine. Hayden is into the pits, and this spells trouble. This spells big trouble for Z-Milk. Did not pit. Leipzig did dive in, and so did Hayden.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is huge trouble for Z-Milk. I think he needed the pit stop. May still be able to. Did he get caught by the?
Yeah, he
safety
did.
car? Yes,
He
did.
tried to get past it and then
Oh.
thought twice about it and slowed back down. So
Oh, so he knew he needed to dive in.
yeah, he knew he was in trouble.
Yeah, so now, man, Z-Milk's race is just probably decimated here because Leipzig on mediums, but Hayden opts for the softs, and I'm not sure about that call. What do you think?
26 laps to go, and maybe 23 by the time we're done with this safety car. I think that's a stretch.
Well, given what we saw in the early race, the softs only going 12 to 13 laps, right, which surprised us. But here in the later race, it's less fuel, so perhaps those medium, or maybe perhaps those softs will go all the way to the end.
It's possible. It's possible.
Possible. It's definitely a gutsy call, and given that Hayden's pace, his race pace, was just ever so slightly slower than Z Milk and Leipzig for most of the race, I kind of like this call, right? It's a call to me that says I want a chance at the victory
Yeah.
tonight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because he's making up for the race pace, and it's right on the edge of gonna make those tires last all the way to the end.
I don't know though. I mean, I think Hayden has the pace. You know, I probably, if I was in his shoes, I had the pace. Probably would have gone with a little bit more sure tire in that medium, but
Well, the value call must be the medium, especially given what Z Milk's the position Z Milk finds himself in,
yeah,
right? So if you were trying to like eke out, if you were playing Moneyball, you know what I mean, racing, where you're trying to eke out every tiny bit of value out of every decision you're making, then mediums and just take second place because it's on offer, right? And
yeah.
you were looking at third place. But I like it. It means he's going to be in and fighting for first place at least for the next 10 laps. So that could be fun. SP is up there on tires that'll go to the end, and he's had pretty decent pace as well. So suddenly it's looking like a four-way battle for first place that may or may not go all the way to the end.
Yeah, this is.
Well, a three-way. I don't think Z Milk's in a decent spot right
I don't know.
now. It's a 5-star safety
Oh
car.
yeah, no doubt about it.
No, no doubt about it. A spin under the safety car from Z Milk already. Woes compiling for the Ferrari. You know he's cussing. In fact, I can hear him in my headset. I can hear him cussing.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, off track. So a legitimate pass for SP and Leipzig already under the safety car. I don't think they have to give those positions back.
No, they don't.
Man. Man. 24 laps remain. SP, Leipzig, Z-Milk, Hayden, I think, all with a possibility of taking victory. And oh man, the safety car is already in this lap, so it'll be SP taking us away. Gotta keep an eye on it. On Leipzig, though, I think Leipzig suddenly finds himself in a very strong position to win the race. And how often have we heard that this season? Near the end of whatever race we happen to be watching, the sentence, Leipzig finds himself in a very good position to win this race, I think is a sentence I've said more than once.
And SP got a crazy great restart there.
He's gonna need it. You know he wants to win. SP wants to win. He's been getting faster and faster every week. I'm excited to see it.
Z-Milk and Hayden both still carrying penalties, so I really think this race is going to be between SP and Leipzig.
You would think that for sure. Hayden does have a good tire advantage, and man, Z-Milk's struggling on these cold hards. I think that spin under the safety car was Z-Milk just really trying to keep heat in those tires.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, did not want to lose this race, and is gonna get passed, I think, by Hayden here as we come into turn one. I'm action for it.
Yeah, Hayden's tucked up under there, under 3/10, leaving Juncal. That's about where you want to be.
Battery on, DRS not open, but the slipstring enough. A very tidy move to the inside line makes the apex. And those softs advantage showing themselves under braking. Hayden into third.
Yep, great move by Hayden there.
Really liked that aggressive move to the inside. Let's go action 9, because on the inside of Shiesty into turn 4 goes the McLaren of Rujoff, and he is through into 8th place.
That's a guy who's really benefited from that safety car. He can now kind of get his race back underway and see if he can make his way maybe back up into the top 5, Drez.
Yeah, I would be surprised. He does have a penalty underneath him, but man, did he have a pace advantage over the field. Might be able to find 5th place. Lap 49, state of the race. Let's go action 2 while we talk about this. It's Leisig, or it's SP from Leisig, from Hayden, from Z-Milk, from Walrus. Everyone most likely on tires that will go to the end of this race. SP has a good chance to take a victory here in Brazil. Leisig trying to play spoiler. And there's Hayden, man, just sniffing around the back of Leisig as well. Those softs currently in their best window.
Ooh, we got a 3-horse battle up here for first place, and I'm loving it, Drez.
Yeah, good. It's looking like we're gonna get, I'm getting all the racing I needed. That's for sure. I was literally jonesing for a race before we came in tonight. Like you've been too far away. Oh, a big DNF. Walrus in the Aston Martin has found some trouble around turn 10, I think. And that brings out a virtual safety car. So nullifying the race just for a little bit. And man, Z-Milk, just punished. I really do feel like, and now Z-Milk is actually into the pits.
Yep.
What do we think about this call? He's banking on another safety car, I think. Because man, I don't think without a safety car, I don't think he can return the value on this investment.
Well, and he's gone for mediums. I thought for sure he would have put softs on.
It is 20 still to go, but yeah, late race, softs probably definitely go to the end, I think. Now Hayden is 6-lap-old softs. He's still got to find a way to extract the value here. What else is going on?
We're back green
Curveball.
again.
Oh. Yeah, and Curveball got a really great restart right after it ended, and the AlphaTauri jumps into 4th place with a tire advantage over Reimer. Watch out, because Rujoff is in 6th and chasing Reimer down.
Yep, already up into 6th.
So we're watching the battle behind Curveball, and we're watching the battle between SP and Leisig like a hawk. Hayden does slip back ever so slightly.
He was all over the back of Leisig. I'm surprised that big of a gap has opened up.
Yeah, you would think it closes down a little bit, especially through Sector 2, where those softs should show their value. Now let's head back up Action 3. So lap 52, we're coming into Juncal, And Hayden has a tire advantage, and Leisig and SP are battling um, for victory. You know SP wants a victory tonight.
Oh, he's craving one for sure.
Gotta be. The man has been working hard. You can see it race after race. And here he is battling up at the front against the Titan of CCRL. Leisig still follows lap 53. Let's head back action 6. Reimer on the back of Rujov. So Rujov has slipped through and into 5th place and now has Curveball ahead. So Rujov just a pretty decent recovery drive and a gritty nose down performance after a disappointing start.
Yep, he's just
Right, because
he's just been picking his way through, and he's benefited from this safety car to close up some of those gaps that had erupted after his misfortune earlier. But yeah, he's stuck with it now. Now it's paying off.
Yeah, and I personally I love those kind of drives, right? Like, especially because the way Rujov qualified, he came here to win tonight. So you know it's a week worth of working hard, a lot of practice, right? He's come into Brazil wanting to win desperately. It shows in his qualifying performance, and then the heartbreak of trouble lap 1 of 71, and then just to get back to work, and to have a really solid performance after all that disappointment. I think it shows a lot of heart, and I love watching those kind of drives.
Yeah, this is going to be a guy we see for seasons to come, I think, in the elite tier before too long.
Yeah, good performance tonight and currently on the back of Curveball, lap 54. Man, but I think we need to leave this and head back up as the top 3 come through Junção once again, all within half a second of each other. So I'm really excited about where Hayden has slotted in this first lap here in the elite tier. He's looking like going to be in the mix, at least, between Z-Milk and Leisig. And man, do we need one more name up there between those two. SP trying to be the one, and you see SP, see Barney, see Curveball mixing it up around the Leisig SP fight. But Hayden looking like he's gonna be able to be in that mix as well.
And Rujov making his way past Curveball while we're watching Hayden, so he's up into 4th position now.
Yeah. And I think 4th has got to be where his sights are set. He's 5 seconds behind Hayden, who is currently in 3rd. And so Rujov he needs to break the toe to Curveball and make that penalty not mean anything, so he can hold on to 4th place. Leisig now throwing to the inside, no, backs out, will follow, and it's very deep on the brakes for Hayden trying to get a wheel in around the outside. That we are still as you were around turn 3. DRS is open for Leisig. Defensive goes SP. They're going to be side by side through 4. Trying a quick switchback from the Haas. Not going to do him any good. SP keeps his foot in and still holds the position as we head through turn 6. Again, Hayden deep on the brakes. Keeps trying. Oh, a very nice move from Hayden on the softs into turn 8. And it's got the inside or the outside line now. Still fighting back is Leisig. But no, a dive now through. Man, all the way through section 2. These two back and forth. Leisig does find his way back into 2nd place. And a dive, a beautiful late break move from Hayden into 8, and Leisig immediately returns the favor into 10. That was fun.
And all that fighting has helped SP out. Lysix picked up a 3-second penalty during that battle with Hayden.
Man, and like it was some elbows out move. I think Leisig just did not like getting past like that, and immediately was able to find his way back into place. Just a cool fight between those two. Very clean, very creative driving between them.
So just an
Oh
update as
man.
well, Drez. These pro tier drivers didn't even know that they were going to be racing in this race until late this afternoon. So this pace that they're showing today is pure pace. It's not that they've been practicing all
Wow.
week.
Well, I tell you what then, Rujov is a dangerous man in Brazil. Look out. What a cool fight. So, man, SP now can breathe a little sigh of relief, even though he's going side by side into turn 1. The battery is being harvested on the Haas, and SP is able to hold on to the place. And I don't think Lice is gonna be able to fight down in turn 4. He's got to be worrying about the battery. It's just, sorry, it was a little late on the brakes. Oh, a problem for now for McLaren around turn 1. Copa has pulled a wheel off, and that brings another safety car out.
And Z Milk really probably would have been best to wait to pit till now. He pitted earlier under the virtual. I wonder if we're going to see Hayden maybe come in for a pit stop.
Man, what do you do here if you're SP?
If I'm SP, I'm
Because
pitting for sure.
yeah, I would think
I'm putting
as
on a
well.
fresh set of softs.
Gotta go sauce. Oh, it's such a rough call. I think you go for it. No, SP will not pit. Leisig also not pitting. It's Hayden deciding he wants to get more new tires. Rujoff now steps into 3rd place on mediums. I mean, because SP and Leisig, these tires have got to be comfortably in the window, right? Hayden's softs probably nearing the end of their lifespan. That's probably motivating him to get into the pits. Rujoff all the way back into 3rd place. That is pretty impressive.
So everyone from Hayden back in 5th place is going to be on fresh tires, softs and mediums.
Man. So it's still going to be tough though, because we just watched Hayden on fresh softs on the back of Lyson. So that's got to, and not being able really to find a way through, right?
Well,
So
but this
that's
is going to be an even bigger tire offset. We were talking maybe 4 to 5 lap difference in tire life. Now we're talking in the teens. So we're going to see some major pace difference.
yeah, that's actually very true. Leisig and Hayden, they were on a. Or Hayden had the softer tire, but they pitted the same lap, right? They both jumped in under the safety car. But yeah, now 14 lap old mediums for Leisig. Hayden is going to face aging mediums all the way to 1st place. Reimer too. I mean, let's not count the Mercedes driver out.
Yeah, he's been quietly making his way up, and I wouldn't count Hayden or Reimer out for the win.
Man. C-Milk is in 8th on fresh softs as well. Could there be redemption for the Ferrari driver in the last 11 laps? That would be pretty impressive. Man, is it two 5-star safety cars in a row? I don't think I've ever
I
seen
think
that.
it could be.
What do you think? What do you guys think? This is a
I
5-star
think
one?
so, yeah, because it's going to give us quite a bit of
Yeah.
peril, I think.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what I like, right? Racing is about setting up questions and then watching the answers unfold, right? I always talk about this. Like you need to know what to expect to then know whether what you're watching is exciting or not,
Yep.
right? Because if you just watch somebody like if you take if you take the slowest pro tier driver and the fastest elite tier driver and all you're watching, you don't know anything about them and you're just watching one pass, you don't know how exciting you are. And if you do know anything about them, it's just a standard let the guy go that you're not actually racing each other pass. So expectations are everything. So the last safety car we watched set up a whole plate, right? But then we had most of those answers already. We had tasted everything on the plate, and we're like, okay, we can kind of guess how this is going to end. But now, right when that happens, you get the next safety car, and it's a whole new plate of things to try. You know what I mean? So I'm making a lot of food
I
analogies
love it,
lately.
but I'm so hungry right now that I actually don't like it.
SP got a real shot at victory, but he is gonna have to work to hold on to
Yeah,
it.
if I was
20
if I
lap
was
old
SP
mediums.
on that safety car, I think I gotta dive in and put on some fresh tires, because everyone
Yeah,
behind you is that's what they're doing.
and I think he would have been. I mean, it's tough because he would have been behind Lysa, Grujoff, and Curveball, all extremely fast, good defensive fighters. Man, it's tough. Again, the passes have not been that easy up here at the top of the grid, right? We've seen extended battles for lap after lap, even when there's a tire offset sometimes. So, I mean, I think you could make a case either way, honestly. But either way, we're gonna get a thrilling finish to what has been an amazing season here with CCRL. I'm just so excited to get to see the end of this. A lot on the line for SP. He wants a victory. Hayden on softs, only 4 positions behind. A good restart for SP. He's .6 ahead. He will be safe into turn one, though. Watch out for curveball in the slipstream of Rujoff ahead. Gonna be deep on the brakes, but I think Rujoff gonna be able to hold on. A quick little attempt at a switchback, but curveball will follow into turn four. Now action five, because the exit on the softs was excellent for Hayden. Steps out for the inside line. He's deep on the brakes, but he's off the track. Not gonna be able to hold on to the position this go round.
And some of these guys on the soft tire carrying around penalties, so we'll see how that comes to play. Oh, Hayden sending it in, getting a little bump in on curveball as they come through that loop of turn 9.
It's rough because the Reimer just behind, sensing weakness ahead, jumped through a wheel end, but ended up off the track and picked up 3 seconds. Unable to go. Ooh, a good exit for Reimer as we head down. It's soft versus soft. Hayden Reimer now fighting down to turn one. They're still side by side. Interestingly, though, Hayden appears to be the one who's faster in a straight line over
A
Reimer.
little help from the
So,
battery there, I think. And Owa
uh,
DNF'd.
oh man, and into the pits. So probably a body damage issue for the Red Bull. So retirement in the pits for O1. We've lost 8, though it is a 100% race. That seems about the right rate of attrition. Let's go action 2. can SP hold on to victory? This would be SP's
Oh,
first. What's happening?
Hayden's got a spin coming out of turn 9. And that has
Man.
released Z-Milk and Reimer.
So Z-Milk is fighting hard here, but 1.7 behind Curveball, and only is going to be 7 laps remain. DRS is enabled though. Z-Milk just needs to get caught up. Let's go action 2. Has SP won a race? I know he's been up in the mix. Does he have a race win?
I was trying to think of where I feel like he got robbed of a race win, maybe Bahrain. Does that sound right?
Could be right. I know we've seen him up in the mix, but I don't know if he's pulled the victory out of the hat yet. And this has got to be his best chance because Leisig and Rujov, they have had better pace tonight and may even have better pace on this stint, but those two have penalties they're carrying around. SP is winning, and winning handily by virtue of a clean nose.
And Curveball could find himself on the podium as well, keeping his nose clean.
I think he will. I think he might have second place. Z-Milk 1.3 behind. He needs to find a little bit more pace. But now Curveball ahead is harvesting battery. Leisig trying his best to play spoiler. 0.3 behind. We are just completely bunched up here in the closing moments of Brazil.
And Z-Milk going to be within DRS to Curveball this lap.
He needs to get this pass done because he really needs to get past not Curveball but Rujov if he wants a chance at some higher point values here. And it's a big deal actually because it's a 9-point gap between Leisig and Z-Milk. And now Leisig is fighting, gonna send, no, will follow through 1, 2, and 3. I think the smarter move given where he was. Following through 3, battery on, he's got a good exit. SP will need to get defensive. There he goes to the inside line, holding on. Leisig tries to switch back, but again, SP through 4 is very good, but now a battery on into 6. They're side by side. The outside line belongs to SP. Keeps his speed up and will hold on to the place. Though he's wide around 7, he's got the inside line of 9. I'm sorry, wide around 8. Has the inside line for 9, and that's enough to hold these Leisig back a little bit longer. Side by side through 6 and 7. That was some tricky driving.
Yes, it was. And Leisig is not holding back. He's like a caged animal right now.
He needs the pass, and then he needs a 3-second gap. I do not see it happening. SP just needs to play smart defensive driving. Again, taking the inside line, though a very good exit. Man, SP still fights back. Leisig now follows.
But Leisig's got to be careful because here comes Rujov.
Oh, a good pass down into 4. The battling between SP and Leisig puts Leisig in a vulnerable position. But now he is side by side because wide around 5 was Rujov. SP is scampering off, and Leisig does find a way through.
And all of this jockeying back and forth, and Z-Milk is now here to play. He is just tucked up underneath Rujov and will be ready for a pass this lap as they come around to take another lap going 68.
And as these four gladiators are fighting over scraps, SP laughing in his rear view mirrors as he still continues to eke out a little bit more space. And now, on the inside of Rujov, it's Z-Milk getting a send into turn one. Does have the turn done. And man, Rujov has to get defensive because it was Curveball thinking about trying to find a way through. Lap 68 of 67. 3 laps remain. It has been such an exciting finish. Currently, SP is thinking about taking a victory out of Brazil. He's 6 seconds ahead, but most importantly, he has a clean nose and a whole spate of drivers behind who are carrying around penalties.
Yeah, that's a testament to SP's driving, the fact that he's gone this full distance with no penalty. But Z-Milk is hot on him and Leisig's tail. So we will see this. I mean, this is shaping up to be an epic last lap, Drez.
Yes, it is. We are approaching the final few laps for season 3 or season 2, and what a way to go out. Leisig now, battery harvesting, will not be able to battle against SP, but also Z-Milk is harvesting as well. And Z-Milk's tires, man, 10 laps old. You've got to think they're feeling very strong at the moment.
Yep, they're probably well in their working window. Oh,
I mean, it was a Mercedes, wasn't it?
Yes.
Reimer
yes.
DNF'd. Man, did you see it? All I saw was a car not moving very fast and everybody barely missing it.
Oh wow! I bet their hearts were up in their throats going through there.
Mine was. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
like I really thought we were gonna see a big accident there. It is lap 69, and SP still leads. He's valiantly fought off Leisig's attempts to get through. Z-Milk's on softs, but he's harvesting where he doesn't have much battery to fight with. And Leisig has the protection of DRS to SP, holding Z-Milk off. Oh, a big spin around 2, just got up on the curb and tried to put the power down, and now must wait as everybody but Barney slips through.
Oh, that's disappointing. Z-Milk could have stayed right where he was and held on to the lead of season 2, but it looks like he's going to relinquish that to Leisig.
Yeah, that spin right there, I gave up the point differential that he needed. Oh, that's so rough. And it was I hate to say it, but a bit of a rookie spin, right? Just went wide around 1, got a wheel up on the curb, gunned the power, and you can almost see it happening before it went down. Let's go action 2. Can Leisig at least take the win on track? You gotta think he's pushing hard for it. But SP not going to make it easy. These two are on equal tire footing. And, man, both of them on equal battery footing as well. It is the final lap here in Brazil, and the best place to pass has just gone by. SP has got to feel very good about his chances of taking victory, 0.2 ahead of Leisig.
Yep, just a few more corners left here, and SP still no penalty, so he could wave Leisig on by with a smile on his face and still finish this race net lead.
Yeah, comfortably in first place. SP gotta be celebrating a hard-fought victory because Leisig not making it easy. fighting here and there with some really great moves, and SP lucky to be still in the lead. Across the line he goes for a victory. SP with Alpine taking the victory here in Brazil. What a nice
I
race.
guarantee he is all smiles right now.
Congratulations. Final race of the season belongs to SP, and man, it belongs to the fans too, because that was a good one. Some great moments there. And man, like Lysic's battling, like the back and forth between him and Hayden, that was ooh, like there was a spicy moment.
Yeah, and knowing
And
that Leisig is moving to a wheel for season 3, um, we're gonna see some different guys at the front for a while, I think, and
yeah,
season 3 is gonna be one to watch. That's for sure.
season 3 gonna be one. Oh, just a good race, a great qualifying session, a very dramatic race, good recovery drive from Rujov, and SP with a legitimate victory. It must be said, a very hard fought victory for the Alpine driver. He must be through the roof. Congratulations, SP.
Yep, very good job to SP.
And good job, I think, to all CCR in general. What a fantastic season of racing. Dramatic all the way to the finish. More bangers than not bangers, that's for sure. Here at CCRL. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Yep, yeah, it's fun. It's fun been being able to see this league grow, and not just the league, but the actual drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good. I'm looking forward to season 3, and we're not even going to catch a breath. We're going right into season 3 next week, and we'll take a mid-season break when F123 comes out.
Yeah, so rolling right in, and the seats matter now. The season 3 for pro tier and for elite tier, now the bottom 3 of elite will step back into pro tier, and the top 3 in pro tier will earn a berth here in the elite tier division. Brazil, man, just rarely disappoints. Some really great fight moments. Z-Milk and Leisig battling over first place with like for most of the race. Drama, two back-to-back 5-star safety cars. That was a good race. I enjoyed
Yeah, it
that.
was good. It was we had a little bit of attrition, but that's to be expected with a full race. So
Yeah. Yeah, nothing you can do about that. Well, it was definitely a good one, and I can't wait for season 3 to start.
Yep.
Congratulations to the victory. Congratulations once again to Leisig. Congratulations, Z-Milk and Curveball for the money they're getting, and congratulations, SP, on the victory tonight.
Absolutely, and we'll have more racing next week, Monday nights and Wednesday nights. 9 o'clock on Mondays, 10 o'clock on Wednesdays. We got started early tonight because it was a long night, but 9 and 10. So join us. We'd love to have you. The stream's been growing, so come on back. We love to have you. On behalf of Dresden, I'm Trackside. Continue living life to the checkered flag, folks. We'll see you next week.
Night, everybody.
Do you want to know what it's like? How it feels behind the wheel. On the most exclusive asphalt in the world. 1,000 horsepower at your command. Speed like you've never known. Millimeters between fame and failure. Milliseconds between first and forgotten. Take your seat.
Make the cheeks clap.